it's Miss Roxanne from the Shrewsbury Library, and I'm going to talk to you today about how to care for your library books. So you've come to the library, you've chosen a bunch of awesome books to read, you bring them home, and you're ready to have somebody read them to you or read them yourself. Find a clean area to read your book. Make sure your hands aren't sticky or wet. Yuck. So if you just maybe ate a popsicle and you have the popsicle juice on your hands, or you just ate a bag of potato chips, or you were out playing in the backyard in the dirt, you want to make sure your hands are clean and dry before you read a library book. We're all hand washing experts now, so wash those hands with soap and water and dry them really well, and then you're ready to read your library book. Want to know a really easy way to turn the pages of a book so that the paper doesn't rip? The girl in the picture isn't doing it, FYI. So this little girl, if you can see, it looks like she's grabbing the book by the bottom with her thumb. I'm going to demonstrate the correct way to open the library book. So here's a book, read it, don't eat it. Pretty good book for this topic. And I'm gonna put it down. A great place to read a book is on a table because the book can be flat and it's just healthier for the book that way. So I'm going to open the book like this, and what you want to do is you want to grab the top corner of the page, and then you're going to take your hand and make it flat, and you're going to slide it down and turn it that way. So let's try that a couple more times. I'm just going to demonstrate it. And that page says, read it, don't eat it, which is kind of funny because that's the next page that I have. I'm going to put that down. Keep your books away from pets and babies. Look at this pug. He's on the book and he's saying snack. He's thinking snack. Dogs will chew books if they get a hold of them sometimes, and babies will do the same. We have special books called board books that are very durable for babies. We could also talk about toddlers as well. Toddlers, we want to encourage babies and toddlers to have library books, but you want to make sure you're supervising those babies and toddlers with those books. What don't you see in this picture? What's not there? What don't you see? Books, that's right. Reading while eating or drinking is a big no-no. Why? Because it's very easy. You're reading the book, you've got the food right next to it or the drink right next to it. It's very easy to splash the food or drop the food onto the book, and it's really going to ruin the book. So it's best to eat, and then when you're done eating, you want to make sure you wash your hands, right? Like the first one, wash your hands so they're not sticky with soap and water, dry them well, and go back to your book. And speaking of this water business, a bathroom is not a good place to read a library book. Psst, grown-ups forget this sometimes too. Here's an example of a book that got wet. We're not exactly sure how. It's a perfectly nice book. It's in great condition otherwise. It's only a couple years old at the library, but we had to delete it and we're going to throw it away because it has mold in it. And if you open it, it's got mold, and the pages are all wrinkly, and there's more discoloration because it got wet. Maybe it was taken into the bathroom, or it was left out in the rain, or or somebody spilled something while they were reading. They maybe spilled a drink. So this is ruined now and we can't have it anymore. So don't eat or drink, right? Don't bring it near the water. Please do not write or draw or scribble, goodness, in a library book. Remember, you're only borrowing it. So other people want to read it too. If you color over the face in a picture book, nobody else will be able to enjoy the pictures. So here's an example of a book that is, we had to delete it from the collection. It's in really bad shape actually, but what happened here is somebody took some kind of marker and scribbled all over the page, and it really ruins it, doesn't it? So when you have the library books at home, if you have a toddler, you maybe want to keep an eye, supervise the toddler with the books. This is a book, it's kind of a cross between a board book and a regular book. It's very durable pages, so these are good books to let toddlers and babies have. And this kind of book is the kind of book that maybe an older child or maybe a toddler or a preschooler that you're going to supervise this kind of book, because as you can see what's happened here. So there you go for that. Please don't use library books as a coaster for your drinks or as a desk for writing on. So sometimes people don't have a table in front of them, and they will use this as maybe on your lap, and they're gonna write a letter, or maybe on the coffee table. Maybe you'll even see a grown-up do this. They'll put a book and then they'll put their hot coffee on top of the book. So that's why the mug is there on top of the pile of books, and the mug is saying, no, don't put me here. So you want to make sure that you don't put anything on top of the book, the library books like that. Next thing, use a bookmark to keep your place when you need to take a break. Please don't dog ear the pages. Dog ear? You don't know what that means? I'll show you, but a dog ear means to fold the top corner of the page down. These look like homemade bookmarks, don't they? You can make a bookmark at home or buy one, perhaps. I got this one right here. It's an Elephant and Piggy. We love Elephant and Piggy. So this is a bookmark, and you're reading, and you come to a page where you need to take a break. Maybe you're tired, or you have to go somewhere, or it's time for dinner, and so you put the bookmark in, close it up. It's nice and thin, so it doesn't ruin the spine of the book. If you put anything too big in there, like say I wanted to put another book in there, see, it's not really healthy for the spine. So put a little piece of paper in there if you don't have a bookmark, and don't do this. So I'm going to take that out. Dog-earing the page is to take the page and fold it down like that. That actually ruins the page. It creates a crease. Eventually, these will rip, and then the page is ruined. Especially if you did it like big like this, you wouldn't even be able to read the words if the page rips. So that's called dog ear, because I think like that's how dog ears flop down. So you can remember that. Don't dog ear the pages. Use a bookmark. And the last thing, please don't, oh, maybe it's the second to last, sorry. Please don't make any repairs to library books. If something happens with the library book at home, please don't try to tape it yourself. We have the tools and the skills here at the library to repair the books in the proper way, and we ask that you don't do that. If you can at all, let us know that something has happened to the book so we can take care of it. And we can work out something about how to get the book repaired or replaced. So, oh, here's an example of, this is an example of sometimes the book will come back and they tape it and it's taped crooked and it doesn't quite match up and the words don't match up, so leave that to the library staff. And the last thing I want to say is, it's a suggestion, but you might think about creating a special place in your home for library books. It keeps them safe and you will always know where they are. So maybe it's a basket like this, or it could be a shelf, a special area, maybe even a bag. The library, maybe your library bag, you have a special library bag that you can carry, a tote bag to bring into the library, pick out the books, bring it home in the tote bag, and maybe leave them in the tote bag in the house. And anytime somebody wants to read a book, they can take it out of the tote bag, read it, and when they're done, put it back. Because it's very, when you get a lost library book, if you can't find the library book because people have, in your home, you might have just a hard time finding your library book, having a spot for it is a good idea. So that is the end of my talk on how to care for your library books.